microscope, or if I point with my laser pointer or whatever, I can point to inside here that this is in the lumen of a respiratory bronchiole. All those little, like that right there, what would you call that? That's a sac, terminal dead end. That's a sac, that's a sac. See, that might be a duct. Let me pull back a little bit. Here's a good duct. Oh, can't see it. See, that's a duct. What's that?
The lumen of the
Respiratory bronchiole. I see thick purple, so that I know that's a cuboidal epithelium. What's that? That's a duct. So if I point right there, that's a sac. So the sacs are, but this is all functional air space where you can have gas exchange. Okay. Very thin.
He wants to say alveolar duct, alveolar sac.
Yeah, you got to distinguish the duct from the sac. Those are different structures. Okay. Well, if you go to the top of the respiratory tract, the job of the upper respiratory tract, like trachea, is not for gas exchange. It's just to deliver fresh air. So the mucosa is going to be super thick. This is the tracheal wall. Obviously, you're not going to have gas exchange through these very thick layers. The job is just to, they call them the conducting airways. There's no gas exchange. Let's go to 400. But a mucosa is an epithelium with a little basement membrane. The underwear of epithelium, as I call it, right? But it's part of the mucosa, but that's our pseudostratified columnar epithelium with cilia and goblet cells. Let's go to 400. Definitely pseudostratified. I see a lot of junk here. It's probably mucus and debris. This is all what layer?
mucosa.
What kind of cells are those? They look like red blood cells, says Karen. Karen's right. Well, those are red blood cells. Notice that, blood, it never gets into the epithelium. It can get as high as this. This is actually the first time I'm seeing this. And all the oxygen has to diffuse up there. Oh, that's cool.
That's beautiful.
Let's pull back a little bit. Okay, I'm going to get another slide. This one doesn't look like most of our other ones. But what layer of wall is this? That's a submucosal. So what is that going to be? Yeah, if you see the hyaline cartilage, by definition, active tissue. You can know that. Focus, 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 focus. This one looks like more typical of all of our trachea slides. This big pumpkin, what's that?
Adventitia?
Yeah, that's adventitia. That's a hyaline cartilage. Little chondrocytes in the cuga, little potato bugs. So this is what layer? That's the submucosa. And you see this cuboidal epithelium there? What are those?
Seromucus.
The seromucus glands. These all will have ducts that go to the surface. You just can't see it based on how it's cut. So, what I do is I put the pointer here and I'll ask, what's the layer of wall? Or I could ask, what structure is this? If I say what structure, you put seromucus gland. If I say what layer, you put
Submucosa.
Mucosa, what's that? That's the mucosa. Let's look at the mucosa again. Let's go to 400. Yeah, focus. Not focusing. About as clear as I can get it. What is that?
Goblet cell.
Goblet cell. All right. Look at that hairy cilia. Look at that.
Professor, do you know people with cystic fibrosis, they don't have the cilia? Which is the laminate
The underwear? There. Is that what I have in the study guide? Does it have an appropriate? Okay. So I could say a fair question would be identify the layer of tracheal walls, adventitia. Say identify structure, what would you put? You could put cartilage ring or hyaline cartilage. If I'm going to go for hyaline cartilage, I'll just say identify tissue. Hyaline cartilage. And do you remember the kind of protein fiber that's in hyaline cartilage? Collagen. You know, the collagen is packed so tight in the hyaline cartilage, you can't distinguish the individual fibers. You just kind of have this frosted pink appearance. Okay, that's enough of trachea. I think I'm done.